Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 24th, 2022, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the euro and the British pound extends their gains. Not big, but extend their gains nonetheless. Now looking at the major economic events of the day at 9:30 South African time. Out of the Eurozone, we have German flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro and British pound extend their gains as mentioned. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both bounce but fizzle out afterwards. Now looking at commodities, gold steady as it gains just mildly, and oil retracing at 111 to 108. Now looking at the stocks, Amazon is showing some continued weakness. So it might pull the markets further down. Now lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retraces at resistance back to 29,000. Not a big deal, but still a retracement. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart, and sure enough, we broke above this 106.13-ish level to 106.89-ish level. A nice 60 pip move as a breakout. Okay, had some volume and had some momentum on the upside. Now looking like it's at the top of that move as it's continued to gain back some real estate. Now we got to go back to a weekly chart to give us perspective here. Now we do have resistance here and support at these levels. This support and right here is resistance, which becomes resistance. So that's an important element right there. Just be aware that if it does retrace, it'll retrace at these levels here. Now looking at the GBP USD, also extended its gains. Not big, but still extended its gains. Okay, so it did work out on the upside, continue working out on the upside. It is hitting some resistance-ish area at these levels as well, so just keep that in mind. The jumping commodities, gold extended a little bit of its gains yesterday, 1870 from 1820-ish level, which is a decent move for gold altogether in 1 day of trading. However, it is fizzling out, okay, and is retracing at these levels as well. So just keep in mind that this is going to be choppy. I believe we're going to be trading between this 1870 and 1828-ish level until there's some sort of momentum on the upside. Now looking at oil, we retraced yesterday at 111. We're trading at 108, still at the top of its move, okay, still within that range and still showing some strength, okay. If it does push above 111 again, we could see it go back to 115, 119 as well. So keep that in mind. Now looking at the U.S. markets, the Dow Jones did bounce yesterday to 31,800. Now remember, the previous day we hit 30,500-ish level, okay, from last week to this week. So there's a decent of enough move on the upside, but nothing to really write home about. Nothing to really give us a perpetual move on the upside. However, looking at the NASDAQ, look at that. It's still red on the day, okay, even though it did bounce, but it's looking very weak right here, okay? So if we do get a sell-off or continued sell-off, this could be a place that we could get that sell-off. Now, looking at the individual stocks, starting out with Apple, it did push higher. Microsoft also pushed higher, okay? Those two did get that bounce, but look at Amazon, dead. Didn't really get that bounce, okay? Got a little bit of a bounce, but still dead on its track on the bottom level. Now, if this breaks 2,000, then we could be back, okay, in the 16 to 1400 area if it does break that area. So just be aware of that as this still continues to unfold. Like looking at Tesla, we did bounce yesterday as well, so that got a bounce, but mildly, okay, 675 after trading down to 640. Not a big bounce, but nonetheless we got a bounce. Now lastly, looking at Bitcoin, look at how flat this is. It is boring kind of trading. It's between 30,500-ish level and 29,000, and right now we're right there, okay? So everybody was anticipating this would break out yesterday, but sure enough, it did not. And look at how tight that is. We haven't been in such a tight range, I don't know, ever almost, right? I mean, even back here when it trickled down from April down to May, okay, still trickled down, but this is really flatlining at this area. So that might be a good sign as we're bottoming out on the cryptocurrency and possibly taking it higher later in the day. So keep that in sight as well. This is Razak. Want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.